In this class, we are going to learn how to add the tabs to our Redwood page when we build our Visual Builder application using the Redwood Starter application template. I am here in the redwood.oracle.com website and I have navigated to one of the page templates, that is data authorizing page template. Here Oracle has shown how to add the tabs to the page when we build the Redwood template based application pages. Now the advantage of tabs is you can make use of same, that is the single page, in order to show multiple details. Like if you want to show demand fulfillment, user can click on this so that the section under the tab will change and provide the respective details. Suppose if you want to know supply, demand, item, forecast, exception, we can handle all the data in the single page itself rather than building the duplicate pages. If we are using the Redwood components, it's always a good practice to always check for if there is any Redwood native components available, and if available, use that instead of the Jet components. Let's now head over to the Visual Builder application. I have created this Visual Builder application using Redwood Starter application template, and this is just a boilerplate code. I will just click on plus and create a page, and I will be giving the name as start. From here, I will select one of the templates. Let me select over here the welcome page template and click on create. First of all, we will search for tab and we will see what it shows over here. Tab bar is there, tab with content is there, and we are seeing nothing apart from this. So tab bar, if you click on this, you will see that this is the OJ bar, that is tab bar, and tabs with content also we had seen couple of years back. Both are the same components. Suppose if you drag this, only the tabs will be added. Content we have to design. This will be the job of developer. Suppose if you drag and drop these tabs with content, Oracle will add the boilerplate code. That is, if you see over here, there are few tabs, and also the switcher will be added by Oracle. Our job as a developer is just to drag and drop the components in this grid row, and everything Oracle will handle on its own. So this is the advantage of tabs with bar, and if you just drop the tab bar, only the tabs it will be dropping, and switcher and all other components we have to handle. Now this is native to the OJet. Now it will not give the look and feel of the Redwood if we drop OJet components which were released couple of years back. Suppose if there are no Redwood components when you are building your application for specific need, in that case you can go for the Jet components. Now let's search if something else is available in the components list. Here I will search with information. I will tell I want to organize the information. It's available over here. Now this is the component what we can use in order to give the look and feel of the tabs in the Redwood page. Here if you see, we can have the look and feel of the tab. Now Oracle has demonstrated how we can make use of these tabs and what is the data provider we have to use in order to show the tab section, and also how should be the selection variable we have to attach so that when the user clicks on one of the tabs, it will be captured in that variable. So the selection is an object and key is the value. So these things are available, and how we have to construct the array data provider or the tree data provider. It should have the ID, label, and also metadata error something if you want the children and all. We can populate as this is a tree. Now we are going to make use of the same in our page. Suppose if it is not installed, just click on install over here, and if you search over here, you will find this information organizer. Now let me drag and drop the information organizer into my application or in the page. Now there are a couple of things. We need the data and the selection. These things we need to populate. Tab item is an object. Now we have to create an array and attach to this organizer data. So it will support three data provider and the data provider, which means the array data provider or the SDP. Now let's create the type first. Let's head over to the type section, and I will tell this is the tabs type. Tabs type. This is of type object, and this is the ID, and next we are going to make this as the label. With this set, we are going to create the variable, and this is of type array, and type is tabs type, and I will tell tabs array. And the sample value we have to provide. I will be providing the sample value. Let me give ID. So this is an object as it is mentioned in the component description. First is the ID. I will tell this is 1, comma, let's see whether this is a string or the number. Yeah, ID is a string. It's available over here. So when we switch the tabs, it got wiped off. Let me just create again. I will first of all write the ID over here and I will tell this is 1, and here the label I will tell this is me, and I will put comma, and I will create one more object over here with the ID as 2 and label as grown. Just about. Now we have created an array. We'll create the ADP. I will name this as tabs ADP, and we will attach this to the variable that's over here, tabs array, tabs type, key attribute is ID. Now let's head over to our information organizer component. Now let's attach the ADP what we created just now to this information organizer. As soon as I select that ADP, it will reflect the tabs over here. So this is as a respect to the values what we store in the array. Suppose if you want to see more number of tabs, we can have, just we have to update the variable. Suppose if you want to update this dynamically based on the access role, if you are checking at the launch of the page, then you can modify this variable at runtime using the action chain and you can update. So at runtime dynamically you can update this as well. And also the switcher and all you don't have to use, you can use the dynamic grid over here and add the conditions over there what you have to show. Now with this set, what we will do is as soon as the user clicks on one of the tabs, we have to store the value over here under the selection. I will create one variable. I will tell this as selection, and this is of type object. And from the components, we had seen that the selection should be of type object and key should be the string. So with this set, we will create one field over here with the type as string. Now I will attach the selection over here to the newly created selection. Yeah, done. Let's now add the content for this information organizer. If you go to the properties section, there is the content slot. Here all the supported slots are available. Suppose if you want to search for dynamic, you will see so many dynamic things over here. What I will do is I will put the dynamic container, and there is this default section. In the dynamic container, we will have a couple of sections. One is the me section. I will add me, and next I will add the group section. Suppose if you don't want to use dynamic container, you can make use of dynamic dashboard grid as well. So natively it will support all the logic in order to show what you want to build with the help of the dashboard pages. Now in the rule, what we will do is in the first rule, I will check whether the key what user has selected is equal to me. Click on done. If it is me, I want to show only the me section, not other sections. Let me delete. So all these things are part of our earlier learning. We had in detail learned how to create the rules and the sections when we learned dynamic form tables, so on and so forth. Now this is for the me section. Let me name this as me. And the next one is a default. Suppose if you want to have the condition over here, then you can build the condition as well. Now in my case, I don't want the condition for else. What I will tell is this is for group. Just I'm checking whether the user has selected me. So in case of else, I want to show only the group. So we are having a couple of rules over here. If the key is me or if the key is group, that is else. With this set, we are good to add the components. What we will do is we will add the heading. I will add the heading to me, and I will tell I am in me. Now what I will do is I will put in the group, and I will tell I am in group. Just about. Now what I will do is I will click on group and I will pick on me. So nothing is changing. It's showing as I'm in me itself. So let's verify our condition. So the selection we have done correctly. That is, we have added the selection object and we have selected. Next, in the dynamic container, I will delete this default section we don't need. In the dynamic container, we have added the rule, that is to check whether we have selected the me. Now let's see what is the key in our ADP. Go to the ADP variable. Sorry, we have to go to the selection, and in the selection it is an object and it will store the key. Now key, it is coming from the information organizer. Now we'll see what is the information organizer data provider. It's an ADP. So we'll go to the ADP and see what is the key attribute, and the key attribute is ID. Now let's see what is the ID for me. It's 1 and group is 2. So we have to modify our dynamic container rules. Get into the rules and I will change this to 1 and click on done. and exit. Now let me switch over to the live mode. I will click on me. It's saying I am in me. I will click on group. It's saying I am in group. So like this, by using the information organizer component, that is the Redwood component, we will be able to build the tabs in our page that is natively using the Redwood components itself. Suppose if you go to the code view, you will see that information organizer is having oj/sp, that is the Spectra, which is the code word for Redwood at Oracle. So we can make use of SP information organizer component and build the eye-catchy pages which is having the tabs as well as the content in the Redwood page.